And it's funny, like I have T-shirts promoting my book. So I'm like in a grocery store or something, and I notice people look, but then when I look at them, they'll turn away.
Yeah.
And then I'll always have to say, like, you can ask me about
It's
it.
okay.
We can talk, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I didn't know if you were comfortable. Well, I'm wearing a shirt
wearing
with
a
it. So, you know, I am, you know, but it's amazing that, you know, there's people out here that don't know, you know, what's going on. Like, I'll hand the cashier my money, and then she'll see the shirt, like, and she don't want to touch me now. So now she'll lay my change on the counter. You know, so it's like little things like that. And I don't know, we just got to do better with it. You know, it's not something that you can contract. You know, it's not airborne. It's not like the common cold. You know, you have to really put in some work to get this.
Yeah. You have a great sense of self, and it comes across very, very clearly. What is that? What do you draw on? What gives you that?
Oh, because I know this is all God.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that He wouldn't take me to it if He's not going to take me through it. I've learned that everybody has their little secret lives and, you know, things that's going on in their personal, you know, space that they don't share.
Yeah.
And because I do, like, you know, I get people coming to me, you know, all the time, like, you gave me the courage to come out to my family.
Yes.
You know, or to make me go get tested, or to do this or do that. You know, so those things are great for me. You know, it's like you're opening up people's minds. And
yeah. G, thank you so much for sharing your story with our audience. We know that in sharing your story, it's going to help someone. The purpose of Still Surviving and Walking in Your Purpose is to create empathy. And in sharing our stories, it helps others to understand. And it helps open the door for those conversations and those dialogues. So please tell our audience where they can find your book and what's next for G. Girard.
Well, Till Death Do Us Part, HIV and Me. I'm on Amazon and bookstores, Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing your story with our audience.
Thank you for having me.
God bless you.
You too.
Next, we're going to hear from Certified Life Coach LaRonda Howard. Welcome to our show, Certified Life Coach LaRonda Howard. LaRonda, welcome.
Thank you.
LaRonda, after listening to G's story, how did you get a sense for the state of peace that he had?
I can tell that, you know, through the journey of his story and, of course, the book that he's written, that he's definitely have a sense of peace, and he has settled into who he is, and he's not afraid or timid by other people's thoughts. And I love that he's helping others see the need to know the facts and dispel the myths about HIV and AIDS. So I love this testimony.
Yeah, a part of his story was just that.
Yes.
How other people, how he had to deal with other people and what they thought and what they felt. And his willingness to share his story hopefully will bring attention and awareness.
Definitely.
And will put people at ease with just having the conversations and that the topic in 2017 would not still be a taboo subject that people are afraid to talk about.
Exactly.
That people are afraid to talk about.
I definitely agree. We need more people like him. Someone with a public health background is someone that have educated others on sexual health. We need people like him to really help dispel the myths and help our state. Unfortunately, Florida has one of the highest HIV/AIDS rates. You know, in Duval especially, we're usually at number 2 and number 3 out of 67 counties. So it's very important that we get information out, that people are, like you say, in 2017, people are still going around thinking you can get it from kissing and the toilet seat and just those, you know, those crazy myths. Yeah. And so especially, unfortunately, in the African American community, there's still such a need for stories like his. And very grateful that he was so willing to share it and be transparent, because he's going to impact so many people with his continued work that he's doing out in the community and personally.
And it blessed my heart that he is willing to talk to young
Definitely.
people.
Yes.
Young people, because they desperately need
They
the
do.
information,
Yes.
and they need to hear it from someone that they can relate to,
That looks like them.
someone that looks like them,
Yes.
that is willing to have a conversation, and also that's young enough that they can relate to.
Yes.
Lots of times they feel like, oh, well, you're old and you don't know anything, and you don't know what it's like out here,
Yes.
and so maybe he will be able to reach some of those young people
Definitely.
that really need to get the information.
I was sitting here thinking about different places that I would love for him to go. The Florida Department of Health, Duval County, the River Region, different places that I know would love the opportunity, if he's not already working with them, to be able to provide that educational piece that's so needed. And like you said, having a real face that people can relate to, someone that looks like them, that's close in age or in that age range that they can
in that
understand.
generation.
Yeah, in that generation that they can understand
Yeah.
and know that this, unfortunately, is still an issue that we're dealing with. And a part of it is because of the lack of education, and awareness.
Well, we know that knowledge is power,
Yes.
and he
Very
has
much
gone a great deal to share that knowledge and that information. So we are very grateful to have him
grateful.
come and share his story on our show. And thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll be back in just a few moments with final thoughts. After having my interview with G. Girard and my discussion with Coach LaRonda Howard, I came away from that with a heart full of gratitude. Gratitude that there are still people out there that are willing to share their stories in order to help someone else. We know that HIV is a disease that has affected so many millions of people and families all around the world. In sharing his story, G created an environment and an atmosphere of empathy. He helped us to have a better understanding of what it means to have HIV, but more importantly, what it means to continue to live and to continue on the journey and have a good life, a successful life, in spite of. Still Surviving and Walking in Your Purpose is a show that is designed to create empathy, and listening to him and having him share his story has created for me a whole different attitude. It has made me want to really learn more and understand more, and I hope that it has done the same for those of you that have watched our show. Thank you for watching.